In this demonstration, we're going to show how Group ID Synchronize will synchronize information from the HRIS database over to Active Directory. But first, we're going to have to back up a little bit and set the stage for you. We'll go into Active Directory's Users and Computers, ADUC, and this is the guy we're going to change, Jack McDonald. You can see right here in AD, we have him down as a developer in engineering for the company Minami Corporation. So if we go to our proxy for an HRIS, this SQL table called DBO employee data, you can see we have right here Jack McDonald, and his title is developer, but he's been doing some great stuff lately. So we're going to go ahead and promote him to super developer. Pretty easy. He's now a super developer in HR. Doesn't do anybody a lot of good in Active Directory if you're running any dynamic groups off of that. So let's use Group ID Synchronize now to go ahead and move that information over to AD. So we have a job set up here called Update Existing Users. Before I do that, you can easily see by clicking here all the times that it's run recently, successfully, not successfully, errors, etc. But let's go. I'm going to walk you through what the steps are, what we're doing here. The first step is to have credentials for the table view employee data over in the Human Resources database. Same thing, you need to have credentials to get into Active Directory. Of course, this is all stored encrypted and secure. And we go next. We're not going to create an object here. All we're going to do is synchronize. So we're going to skip any objects that appear in HR but not in Active Directory. We have a separate job that does that creation. And here's where it selects all the destination fields. We see everything that's in Active Directory, everything we want to populate, and everything that's in the source field over here. And here's where the fun is. We do all the mapping for it. I'll just give you an example. One of the transforms we can do for display name, we make that first space last. Obviously we have an awful lot of transforms static we can resolve against manager attribute, things like that. Here the most important one is department is going to department, and we're keying off employee ID. There's really not a whole lot more to show. We enable notifications if there are errors. After you set this up once, there probably won't be ever again. And you can preview the job before committing it to Active Directory. We know what's going to happen here, so we're not going to do that. So let's just go ahead and run this. And since there are 1,000 records, it's going to take a few minutes to run through. But you can see how quickly it goes. It'll take about a minute to run. So I'm going to hit pause on the recording so I don't have to fill all the dead space as this runs. And we're back. I should have probably changed more than one record so this statistics would be a little more interesting. It shows one updated, 999 unchanged. And because I changed the third to last record in the table, it didn't show up for a while. But let's now take a quick look at the reports. What this will show you is the unchanged objects. We're probably not going to expand that. But the updated objects, we can see what has changed for Jack. And we can see down here, title was developer, is now super developer. But don't take my word for it. Let's go ahead and check Active Directory users and computers now. Pull up Jack, take a look at his organization. You can see his new title is super developer. Imagine that on a grander scale with all of the changes you have within your HR environment and your employees specifically, and see how keeping Active Directory up to date will make your GAL more accurate and your dynamic groups an awful lot more accurate. And this is how Group ID Synchronize will update existing or attributes of your existing employees.